Hello and welcome to Daily Current Affairs by Neo IAS. Today is 27th August 2019 and the topic we are going to discuss is HIV and AIDS, then Center for Development of Telematics, then Mithra Crater, then Single-Use Plastics and as usual map-aided program and the previous year question revision series. So coming to the first topic, that is HIV AIDS. So why this is in news? Because India has a major role in fighting against AIDS. So this has been statement given by the Vaccine Initiative Chief of India. So HIV is basically a problem which affects the cells of immune system. This will destroy the immune system and it will also cause impairing of their function. So the infection with the virus, it results in the complete destruction of the immune system. It will lead to immunodeficiency. So a deficiency in immune system means it can no longer fulfill its role of fighting against the infection and the disease. Okay. So AIDS, it is the acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. This term, it is applied to the most advanced stage of HIV infection. So this is actually defined by the occurrence of any of more than 20 opportunistic infections or HIV related cancers. Okay. So HIV transmission can be happened during in various cases like during the sexual intercourse or the transfusion of contaminated blood which already have the HIV virus, or sharing of contaminated needles, syringes, surgical equipments or any other sharp equipments which have the blood or which have common transmission between the affected person and the non-affected person. It can be also transmitted between a mother and her infant during pregnancy or childbirth or even through breastfeeding. Okay. So what is the diagnosis? Diagnostic means serological tests can be done like RDTs or EIAs. EIA is basically enzyme immunoassays. Okay, so they can actually detect the presence of or the absence of antibodies or the antigens. Okay, there is no such single HIV test that can provide the complete positive diagnosis. And if a person is diagnosed as HIV positive, what all things WHO has asked them to follow? One is informed consent, then the confidentiality, then you have to give counseling, correct test results, and then the connection. Connection means linkages to the care, treatment and all other services. Okay, these are recommended by the principles recommended by WHO. It is commonly known as 5 C's. Okay, so the drug, it is basically called as an antiretroviral drug. So this can be used in the treatment and prevention of HIV infection. So they can actually fight the HIV by stopping or interfering the reproduction of virus. Okay, that will reduce the amount of virus in the body. That's all it can do. So the therapy is called as antiretroviral therapy. It's ART. So this have a combination of at least like 3 antiretroviral drugs that will suppress the HIV virus and this will stop the progression of the HIV disease. Okay, whatever is there that will be suppressed, the further progression will be stopped, and the ART, it will also prevent the onward transmission of HIV. So a standard antiretroviral therapy, ART therapy, will have 3 basic antiretroviral drug, ARV drugs. Okay, so the WHO, it has recommended ART for all the people with HIV as soon as possible after the diagnosis. Okay, now the next topic is Center for Development of Telematics. So this is a news because we have an aim to provide Wi-Fi to all villages through GramNet. Okay, so this is a connectivity program. It's a net connectivity between 10 Mbps and 100 Mbps in the villages. So the minister, as a part of this, have launched CSAT-5. CSAT-5 is again an innovation of CDOT. CDOT is an autonomous institution that we'll talk later. So CSAT-5 was introduced. CSAT-5 stands for CDOT Satellite Wi-Fi. And another thing called as XG-SPON was introduced, that is the 10G symmetrical passive optical network. And one more thing is the CDOT's Interoperable Setup Box. Okay, this is CISTB. So 3 things are launched under GramNet project. Okay, we learn one by one. The first one is CSAT-5 technology. So this has been made by CDOT. Okay, so what will it do is, it will empower the Indian people who are living in the rural area or the remote area where only telephone and Wi-Fi facility will be available. So only telephone is available. They will give Wi-Fi facility in all such corners of the country. Okay, or on any mobile phone. That is the main aim of CSAT-5 technology. So this will bring the people in remote areas to the mainstream. Okay, they'll be connected through satellites where the fiber is difficult to be laid, especially in the hilly region or in a very difficult terrain region in the geographically difficult region. You can't actually put the optical fibers. So you have to find alternatives. So this is an alternative for such area. They will be connected through satellites. Okay, and this is on the basis of optimal utilization of wireless and satellite communication. So they'll extend this connectivity to all this unserved areas, including island area, difficult terrain area, marshy area or the hilly area. Okay, so they'll beside offering the ease of deployment, they'll be addressing the disasters and emergency when no other means of communication are available. If there is a natural disaster happening and all the other information is cut, so this will be like a last resort. This can survive even the disasters and provide a communication. That is what we aim with CSAT-5. Okay, and this is a cost-effective solution. It does not need very costly fibers or satellite phones. It can be easily worked on the mobile phone. So this is a speciality of CSAT-5. The next thing is XG-SPON, that is a 10G symmetrical passive optical network. So this is again to fulfill the increasing demands of the high network speed. Okay, so right now this the existing technology has a limited speed. So we are aiming for more speed. Okay, according to the people's demand, and new dimensions of user applications like the IPTV, HD video streaming, online gaming, everything will be provided according to XG-SPON. Okay, and the third thing is Interoperable Setup Box. This is CISTB. So according to this, it will be like, it will be a blessing to the dissatisfied customers who cannot change their cable TV operator, and they also have to pay a huge amount to set up it for the physical infrastructure, everything. So this will work based on a portable smart card like a mobile SIM. Okay, so this will be a revolutionary idea or an experience of the cable TV operators you have already seen, because we have a higher amount of choices. The physical infrastructure is very low. The cost of fitting everything is very low. So this can be a revolutionary innovation from CDOT. Now what is CDOT? It is an autonomous body. I have already told you it's an autonomous body. It's Center for Development of Telematics. This was formed in 1984. Okay, the main aim of this particular autonomous body is to develop telecommunication technology. Okay, so this will meet all the needs of the Indian telecommunication network. So it is a registered public funded research institute, and this works under the Ministry of Science and Technology. It's not under Information Technology, it's under Ministry of Science and Technology, under Department of Science and Industrial Research. And the chairman of the governing council of CDOT is a Union Minister of Communication and Information Technology. Okay, please note that point. The next topic is Mithra Crater. So we already know Chandrayaan-2 is already on the moon, and so they found a crater called as Mithra Crater, which has been named after radio physicist Sisir Kumar Mithra. So the images of this Mithra Crater has been sent. So this is the second set of images that have been sent by Chandrayaan-2. So these pictures are taken by TMC-2. TMC stands for Terrain Mapping Camera. So TMC-2 is capturing all these pictures. There are other craters also in the nearby region called as Jackson Crater, then Mac Crater, then Korolev Crater. So Mithra Crater is towards to the side of another crater. So apart from this Chandrayaan-2 spacecraft, they have also clicked the photographs of the northern polar region of the moon, and this shows the impact craters such as many other craters like Hermite and Plaskett. So these are all the coldest spot in the solar system. So this is also being captured by the TMC. Okay, so Mithra Crater, whatever you have to know, I'll brief it. So it has been named after the radiophysicist Sisir Kumar Mitra. Then it is on the edge of another crater. Pictures have been taken by terrain mapping camera 2, and the orbiter was then around 4,300 kilometer from the moon. Okay, so talking about the TMC camera, that's a TMC 2. So it's a miniature version of the TMC which we used on Chandrayaan 1 mission. Okay, so basically what they do, they take pictures of the lunar surface, they send back to Earth. So we'll get an idea about how the surface of moon is like, so that we can create a 3D map of the lunar surface. Okay, and Sisir Kumar Mitra, in whose name the crater was named, he was a Bengal based professor of physics in University of Calcutta, and he was also the founder of the ionospheric science and radio technology in India. So he was associated with various institutions like the Asiatic Society of Bengal, then the Indian Association of Cultivation of Science, then the Indian National Science Academy. Okay, so he was a part of many major institutions as well. The next topic is single-use plastic. So single-use plastic is in use because everybody knows G7 summit is happening, and PM is right now attending the G7 summit. He has talked about many issues like biodiversity conservation protection, then solar energy harvesting, water conservation. Then they have talked about Amazon fires. Around $20 billion around is dedicated for protecting or conserving the Amazon region. So many things are being discussed in G7 summit this year. So one of the topic was single-use plastic. This was highlighted by Prime Minister Modi. So we have to learn about single-use plastic. This is a very trending topic. It can be a question in the mains examination also. So single-use plastic is basically disposable plastics. So you can use this only once and then you can throw it away or you can recycle it. Okay. Basically this is not biodegradable. It goes to landfill or goes to water. From water it goes to ocean. That is how it reaches the ocean. So major problem of plastic in India is that India is responsible for around 60% of the plastic dumped annually in the ocean. Remember, 60%. It is like, a huge amount. It's a lion's share in the world ocean plastics. Okay, so over 42% of the plastic are coming from the packaging industry also. And Maharashtra is the India's largest generator of plastic waste. So this is like statistics. You can actually use these statistics in the answer writing. Okay, it can enhance your answer. So what are the effects of plastic pollution? One thing is that it will be like that for decades or centuries. It won't degrade, and those that get degraded, they end up as microplastic, which is also very dangerous. This will be consumed by the fish and other marine wildlife. Okay, and the groundwater and the reservoir, it will be also susceptible to this leaking of toxin from plastic, and the groundwater will also get polluted. Plastic can be dumped, it will be dumped in the landfill and it will interact with water and it can be formed, it may form as hazardous chemicals. And also if you burn plastic in open air, it will lead to environmental pollution, and this can lead to release of poisonous chemical also. So that is another problem. Okay, so there is an institute regarding that. There is this is Central Institute of Plastic Engineering and Technology. So this was established in 1968. So this is based in Chennai, and it is getting assistance from UNDP as well. So they are the premier national institution, and it works under Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer, who is responsible for dealing with plastic. Okay, so Government of India, they have fully devoted this particular institution to skill development, technology support, then academic and research in the field of plastics. Okay. The next is map aided program. We have Mudumalai Tiger Reserve, that is MTR. So Mudumalai Tiger Reserve it is in the tri-junction of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Kerala. It is along the Ooty-Mysore National Highway. So it is in contiguous with the Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary, which is in the Kerala part, and the Bandipur Tiger Reserve on the north, that is in Karnataka. And Moyar River, it flows through Mudumalai Tiger Reserve. Very important. Okay, the downstream it flows into Mudumalai Tiger Reserve, and it is a natural line of division between Bandipur National Park and Mudumalai National Park. Okay, and it is also a part of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, as it is in the tri-junction. Okay, so the reserve is famous for very tall grasses. It is called as elephant grass. So this can actually grow up to a height of 15 feet also. This is a grass that can be found in the tropical grassland only. Okay, and you can also find bamboos of different variety, giant bamboos. Then you can find valuable timber species like teak and rosewood. Okay, and major animals found here are tiger, elephant, Indian goat, that's the Indian bison, and then panther, then barking deer. You can find many vertebrates and invertebrates in the region. And other than Mudumalai Tiger Reserve, we have Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve and Kalakkad Mundandurai, and also there is Anamalai. These are the other tiger reserves in the state of Tamil Nadu. Understood? So I have a picture of this. This is a combined picture of everything. So you have Rajiv Gandhi National Park, you have Brahmagiri Wildlife Sanctuary, then you have Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary, everything in one map. You can also find Mudumalai Wildlife Sanctuary towards down of Bandipur. Okay. So in previous year question revision series, I'll give you today's question. Before that, we'll discuss yesterday's question. So which of the following set of elements was primarily responsible for origin of life on earth? This is a very simple question, because in the first question, first option itself, you have sodium. So you can use sodium and oxygen. So the hydrogen we know it's for sure, but oxygen evolved later, right? So if oxygen comes, you can cut that question. And in the third option, that's a C, there is again oxygen coming, and in the fourth option there is potassium coming. So that three option can be eliminated just like that. Then B, carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen. This is for sure. This is a very simple question, straightforward question. So this is the answer. Okay, carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen. And today's question is, increasing amount of carbon dioxide in air is slowly raising the temperature of the atmosphere because it absorbs vapor of the air and retain its heat. The ultraviolet part of the solar radiation, all the solar radiation, and the infrared part of the solar radiation. This is the question for you guys today. Please attend it. Write it in the comment section. I'll give you the answer tomorrow. Okay. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you understood the session. Thank you so much. Good night.